8 common grammar mistakes. The common grammar mistakes you must avoid include incorrect subject-verb agreement, sentence fragments, missing comma after introductory element, misusing apostrophe in its, no comma in a compound sentence, vague pronoun, run-on sentence, comma splice. Let's go through each common mistake. Incorrect subject-verb agreement. The subject-verb agreement means that the subject and verb in a sentence must agree in number. This means both the subject and the verb either need to be singular or both need to be plural. Let's have a look at an example. The 3 best things about the wedding was the dancing, food, and music. This is incorrect because the subject and verb do not agree. The 3 best things about the wedding were the dancing, food, and music. This is the correct version. Sentence fragments. A sentence fragment is an incomplete sentence or a clause for one of the following reasons. Number 1, the subject is missing. For example, skipped to the park. In this example, there is no subject, therefore we don't know who skipped to the park. Number 2, the verb is missing. For example, my least favorite teacher. This fragment does not give us any information about the teacher. What did the teacher do? What did the teacher say? Number 3, it is an abandoned clause. For example, when my sister graduated. This is an incomplete sentence. What happened when your sister graduated? Let's have a look at some examples. Is so lazy. This is incorrect. The subject is missing. Who is so lazy? My housemate is so lazy. They lunch before English class. This is incorrect because the verb is missing. What do they do with lunch? They ate lunch before English class. This is the correct version. I forgot to revise on the morning of my exam. This is incorrect. On the morning of my exam is an incomplete sentence. Therefore, we must attach it to a nearby complete sentence. I forgot to revise on the morning of my exam. That is the correct version. Missing comma after introductory element. You should use a comma after an introductory word, phrase, or clause. This helps the reader to understand what you have written as they are able to pause, and therefore it helps to avoid confusion. For example, before she could explain the issue, Molly started crying. This is incorrect. Before she could explain the issue, Molly started crying. This is the correct version as it allows the reader to pause and think that Molly started crying before the issue was even explained to her. Misusing apostrophe in its. The apostrophe with its is only used when the word means it is or it has. If no apostrophe is used, this means belonging to it. For example, I can't believe it's already Monday. This is incorrect. I can't believe it's already Monday. This is the correct version, an apostrophe must be used because we could also say, I can't believe it is already Monday. Let's look at another example. The dog was chasing its tail. This is incorrect. The dog was chasing its tail. This is the correct version. An apostrophe is not needed because the tail belongs to the dog. We cannot put an apostrophe here because that means we could say the dog was chasing its tail, and that does not make sense. No comma in a compound sentence. Two or more independent clauses in a compound sentence are separated by a conjunction as well as a comma just before the conjunction. Let's have a look at some examples. The girl ran away and she hid somewhere in the bushes. This is incorrect. The girl ran away and she hid somewhere in the bushes. This is the correct version because it has a comma just before the conjunction in order to join the two independent clauses. It's been a tough year, but I have so much to be grateful for. This is incorrect. There is no comma before the conjunction but. It's been a tough year, but I have so much to be grateful for. This sentence includes a comma just before the conjunction but, therefore this is grammatically correct. Vague pronoun. A pronoun can replace a noun. However, a vague pronoun reference such as it, this, that, and which can confuse the reader if it is not clear what or to whom the pronoun refers. Let's have a look at an example. When Emma finally fed her cat, she was so happy. This is incorrect because it is unclear who was happy, Emma or the cat. Emma was so happy when she finally fed her cat. This is the correct version because it makes it clear that it was Emma who was happy. Run-on sentence. A common mistake is when two main clauses are connected without punctuation. We must include punctuation. Let's have a look at some examples. He quickly hid all the sweets, but he was caught in action. This is incorrect because there is a comma missing just before the conjunction. He quickly hid all the sweets, but he was caught in action. This is the correct version. Let's have a look at another example. He sprinted across the field all the while the teachers could see him. This is incorrect. Notice the way I read that sentence was very fast because there is no punctuation. He sprinted across the field all the while the teachers could see him. This is the correct version. The two main clauses can be treated as separate sentences by putting in a full stop. The final common mistake is a comma splice. A comma splice occurs when two independent clauses, i.e. two sentences that make sense on its own, are joined using a comma instead of a full stop or semicolon. Let's have a look at some examples. My friends and I like to go swimming. We then go for lunch when we're done. This is incorrect. The two independent clauses are joined by a comma when there is no need to do this. My friends and I like to go swimming. We then go for lunch when we're done. This is the correct version. The two independent clauses can be joined by using a full stop as opposed to a comma. Let's have a look at some more examples. I wanted to buy her a gift. However, I decided not to go to her party after all. This is incorrect because the comma is not strong enough to connect the two independent clauses. Instead, we can use a semicolon. I wanted to buy her a gift. However, I decided not to go to her party after all. This is the correct version. I went to the mall. Tom was there. This is incorrect. I went to the mall and Tom was there. This is the correct version. We can use a conjunction to join two independent clauses, but remember, there must be a comma before the conjunction. We hope you found this video beneficial.